crap up there.
There are other ways, so we'll keep at it.
So what do we open it for deer hunting? Bow and arrow.
You can't.
That's Chambers
You
gonna
can't
hack
limit your
if you do
season
that, Roger.
either. If you open it under that provision, under that program, from my understanding of those programs in the past, you open it. If somebody wants to go turkey hunting, they go turkey hunting. All they have to do is ask.
Small game. You could have 22s up there shooting squirrels. Yeah,
It's just gonna be bad news.
it's not worth pursuing. Sentence to Serve can get up there and do some work. Fish and Wildlife has a program. They were in here as well. At the time, we told them, don't bother because we already got somebody going to take care of Moccasin Bluff, so he was looking at some of the other bluffs around the area. So maybe they have a program that can come back and do it. But we'll try to figure out a way to do it.
Alright, then you have anything else?
I don't know. I'll be in Mankato all day tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Smith. Meeting.
Sounds good.
The, in conjunction with the Moccasin's Bluff, and is there an opportunity to do some selective harvest again of noteworthy woods that, you know, that, like I said, selective and
Well, the council had directed, council had directed that be done this year.
Okay.
Jeff's already met with Mr. with Dwayne to go up there, and the area that he was looking at seemed to be more inclined to put a new road up there. So I don't know what kind of conversations you were having with him, or if there was a confusion or what, but that was not, in that particular area, there weren't any trees of any great value. So we know that we have to get, you know, a certain amount of value for lumber up there because that's in our budget. So we'll have them go up and take another look at it and figure out, generally on the north side, because I think what we're looking at is kind of opening that vista a little bit more and letting some of the understory trees grow. So that will be done.
There were about 4 or 5 trees over on the eastern side that you would have access with a different kind of a trail or something, just to snake the logs out.
Well, if it's done wisely, a lot of times you can, those skid trails can turn out to be decent walking trails afterwards. So they get, you know, get a little bit double duty for your money there. But we, you know, we definitely want to be wise about the way that the trees that we choose, and then that funding to go toward park and
The flowers.
Didn't we do that about 15 years ago? Harvest the bluff? How long was that, Kat?
It's been done more than that.
Oh,
What?
It hasn't been that long ago.
3 or 4.
5 years ago, I think we took a pretty good.
3 or 4 years ago, right behind Mike Peterson's and behind Brad Hoynes.
That's like 3 years ago.
That was
because we were on the council.
that was to open up that access for the underground.
The one I'm talking about is, God, it has to be 10, 12, 15 years ago. When I was on the tree borders, remember that?
Geez, maybe time flies, but that seems too long ago. I don't know.
It was just yesterday.
Time flies. Does fly, that's for sure.
Alright.
Okay, good.
Vern's got a form for us?
Well, we had, Chris and I and Steve had visited a little bit about this because we were having the rest of staff go through this performance evaluation and appraisal process. Starting in the first quarter here, we I guess felt that it was consistent if we would do a similar thing for the administrator, and we talked about some different forms for it to follow. This is one that I found, that seemed to be very straightforward, easy to follow. I've created, this handwritten version. There's also an electronic version if you'd prefer.
That was sent out to the council
Yep.
members.
If you prefer to do it, with typewriter rather than writing it. Sometimes, even in a small group like this, it's hard to read what people write. And we don't want to have any mistakes on this, so. Anyway, if you look at it, have any questions or not, I think it's pretty straightforward, easy to do. Just, marking those different areas, using the rating scale that's provided there on the bottom of page 1 as a guideline, sort of. And then writing in your comments. There'd be room at the end for signatures. And then if you want to send them to Chris and I, we'll compile this information and meet with Mr. Sarvey and as part of our labor management committee.
Do you have a, to go, since we're doing a 1 through 5 or scoring, do you have a target scores, that you'd want to be at, or are you just going to average all the scores to get the 1 through 5 rating? I've seen them done both ways, where if you compile the scores and you're at 50 to 60, you're fully confident. If you're at 70 to 80, you're exceeding expectations.
If we wanted to do that, and I wasn't even planning on doing anything like that, just this being more just to get on this sort of the same schedule as the rest of the staff.
Okay.
And then as we move forward, the administrator has mentioned a couple of different ways of doing these as we continue. Doing them on anniversary dates, that's a discussion I think that we need to have and determine exactly the rotation and schedule that these want to be handled. And certainly I think Steve's input on that is crucial, because he's going to be responsible for the vast majority of them. What makes the most sense to you?
Anniversary makes the most sense, but the most logical is to do them all together. So the way I have it set up this year and the way the council approved it was starting in January, and they would be completed in October. And then the next year would start immediately. So it would be basically October. That way, regardless of when they've joined the work crew, we'll just do them all at the same time.
Okay. And I'm fine with that.
The downside of that is if somebody gets a step increase and they're not performing well, they're getting that on their anniversary versus when they're going to get their evaluation. So that is a potential downside. But a downside for them could be they could be exceeding expectation and maybe get